Hi there traders, welcome to Elite Currency. My name is Chris and this video is taking a look at Bitcoin chart and of course Ethereum. Let's take a look what happened last week and what we could expect this week. So this is Bitcoin daily and the chance of this retracement, this bearish pullback being a wave 4 has significantly been reduced because of the bearish pressure that we're seeing until last week, Friday. I still thought that this could be a wave 4 as long as price stayed at the 38.50 fib. I think that was the most likely scenario, but price broke below the 50 fib. Now, technically speaking, it is not entirely invalidated because the top of wave 1 is here, all right, right there. So that's when, if price goes below that, this is probably ABC in that case, and we're looking at bearish downtrend continuation. Now, price hasn't pushed through that quite yet. So although it's not that likely, it is still possible that this could be a wave 4. And price could go up for that wave 5 to complete what I thought would be wave 1 or perhaps wave 8. This is something that I'm still keeping in mind, although I think that considering this bearish pressure, that is not the most likely scenario. At this point, it could easily be a wave 1, 2, this could be a wave 3, and we're looking at a downtrend. So how is that possible? Well, when we look at the weekly chart, all right, we said that breaking above the 21 EMA is very important, that this could still be a resistance zone, and I think that is one of the reasons that could be playing a role here. We're looking at basically, at this moment, a descending chart pattern with lower highs but flat bottoms here. So in that case, if it breaks below the 6,800, we're probably looking at a continuation to the downside to retest the bottoms, all right? And in that case, price might bounce at the bottoms like this, but eventually I think a lower low is probable because we have this chart pattern that indicates that a break of the bottom is indeed more likely. So that lower low could go to the psychological round level of 5,000, for instance. We'll have to see what kind of pressure there is with that pattern. We can put a fib from here to here. I wouldn't expect price to go that low necessarily, but it is also still possible. So the long-term moving average could be a level to think about as well. Depends on the price action if it breaks and when it breaks. So for the moment, we had bearish engulfing twins here on Bitcoin weekly chart, so that is not also a great sign for that continuation to the upside at this moment. Let's zoom back into that daily chart. There we go. And this supply demand zone created a little bit of a bounce, but not all too much really. So price broke below the 21 EMA as well. So I think that the price action here, let's zoom out just a tad. There we go. In that case, if price breaks below 6,800, this is looking more like an ABC, and in that case, we're looking at a bigger bearish structure. I think we're looking at ABC here. This was a correction. This was a correction, and I think we're looking for one more leg of that correction. This could have been, for instance, ABC, W, X, and this is part of an ABC of that bigger wave Y correction, for instance. So we still need to wait a little bit for that confirmation. I wouldn't be surprised if price makes a bear flag, for instance, and it breaks that bear flag, then there's a good chance it will dive into that territory of wave 1, break below the 6,800, and confirm that bearish wave 3 of a bigger ABC correction, right? Once again, we're looking at probably ABC. Within that wave C, we would expect 5 waves in that case. So this could be wave 3 of that 5. We would expect price to make wave 4, and another wave 5 to finish that bigger wave C of the bigger wave Y. All right, so let's see what kind of pattern we have here. If price doesn't make a bear flag, but instead shows aggressive price action to the upside, breaks above the 21 EMA. Also important is that it breaks above this resistance zone right here, because it could be head and shoulders as well, right, like this. So it has to break above the 7250, 7500. Those were support in the just recently, right, day or two ago. Now, not anymore, right? So those levels are not really support. They have become the opposite, and they're resistance. So price has to break above that, and we might see in that case that wave 5 that we were already talking about in the past. But it has to break through that resistance zone, otherwise it's not looking good for the bulls. All right, Ethereum, we said on Thursday, let's take a look at how the weekly candle closes, and that was a close near the low. So this is looking like a break of the bear flag for more downside pressure to retest the previous bottom and perhaps make a lower low. We are looking at quite a wide range of support levels due to basically this triangle pattern that we see here. So there are plenty of support levels to think about. We have supports here, we have broken tops here. So there are levels that are going to act as support potentially. So if we do get a break of that flag and we do get a break of this bottom, then sooner or later I think we'll see a bounce off these levels as well. For the moment though, price is looking like strong momentum, so a re-challenge of this bottom seems likely. So let's take a look at the daily chart. There we go. We can see the price broke this flag with a good daily candle. Price continued. It's kind of making a correction at this moment on the 4-hour chart, as you can see. So this is looking like a wave 1, 2, 3, 4 perhaps, and if it breaks that correction, we should see one more push down to test the previous bottom. I think that is this level. Let me double check. Yes, indeed. So if it breaks this particular flag, that is the potential wave 5 trade on Ethereum that I think is possible. So let's put a fib from here to here. There we go. And if this is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we would not expect price to break above the 50 fib. 38.2 fib are typical for wave 4s. So as long as price makes kind of a flag or triangle pattern that stays below these resistance fibs, it is likely that this is a wave 4 and down we go for wave 5. Specifically, if it breaks below this support trend line after a pattern, then there's a good chance of a breakout to the downside. If it breaks above this Fibonacci resistance zone and it shows good momentum, and then it shows some kind of correction and then a re-break, that is looking like a 5-wave pattern to the upside. In that case, price completed probably an ABC correction here, and it could still be ready for a bullish rebound. But it would have to definitely break above the 50 fib at the minimum. Otherwise, we are looking at probably a wave 1 here, a wave 2, and this is part of wave 3. And on a lower degree, we're looking at wave 1 here, wave 2. This is wave 3. So we would have expecting a wave 4, a wave 5 to finish red 3. Then we expect red 4 and red 5 to finish that bearish momentum to the downside. So that's the main thing right here. As long as it stays below this, we're looking at more downside bearish pressure, bearish momentum, and any chart pattern we should see a break. But if it breaks above this, then this is looking like an ABC and flag and continuation break to the upside should or could restart a trend on Ethereum, which we had here, for a bigger rally to the upside. And last thing I wanted to add, keep an eye on the 21 EMA of the daily chart, because a break of the daily candle above this 21 EMA, above the 455 level roughly, would, I think, indicate the chance of that second breakout above the 21 EMA. Here's the first, here's the second. Those second breaks are a lot better. That could finally kick in some kind of a rally as we saw here with Ethereum, and that could be basically the start of a potential bigger bullish wave. But the daily chart, 21 EMA, could be a very good one to keep an eye on such a breakout if it occurs anytime soon. All right, that's it for now. More free analysis you can find on elitecurrency.com. Wish you all good trading and see you soon. Cheers.